Welcome to Big Blend Radio with travel writer Linda Kissam, the food, wine, and shopping diva. Hey, everybody, we're so excited today on our travel writer Linda Kissam Food, Wine, and Shopping Diva show. We're going to have two special guests join us. We're going to be talking about fresh flavors for the holiday, especially for your celebrations. What are you going to bring to the table? What are you sending out as gifts? And, Linda Kissam is the food, wine, shopping diva. And Diva Linda, like you know how to bring it on for the holiday season. And apparently you like sparklies, and we have sparklies on the show starting off, right? We got sparklies. I got sparklies. I don't know if you can see because do I have sparklies? I have a big sparkly.
Yeah.
Oh, see, but
I made a fun mocktail.
Well, I'm not talking about what's in mine. No, actually, I am. It's actually really good. We've got Carrie Riley joining us at the first start of the show. Robert Schuler will be on from Melissa's Produce in the second part. Stay tuned. He's going to talk about gift baskets and everything. But Carrie is joining us to talk about Martinelli's. And Martinelli's has been going for over 150 years. Carrie, that's 150 years of being.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, sparkling. That's a sparkle. That's a big sparkle.
It's a big sparkle. Yeah, 150 years. It's run by a family, which we all love that, and it's made in the USA. How can you go wrong with that? The orchards are out in California. It's really one of those legacy brands that people have grown up with, have memories of it. That we found that people actually. There's a bit of a cult following with it because it's really something special. The packaging is beautiful and glass bottles, and it tastes great.
And honestly, we got our shipment, and I've had to kind of hold on to it to be able to taste it. There's new flavors. So there's the sparkling apple cider that everyone's used to, but they've got these new flavors. One that I'm trying now that is they're amazing. So they're kind of branching out a little bit into, hey, we want to do more. And is it also because, hey, we've got to also celebrate those that do not drink alcohol. It could be your grandma, grandpa, it could be your best friend at the party who says, look, I'm taking care of my health. We're also seeing just a huge movement of mocktailism. I don't even know how to say that, but mocktails are actually a really good thing. So do you think Martinelli kind of really moved towards this? And well, they've always been there, but moved towards like, let's celebrate those who want to move forward on not always drinking.
Yeah, I think Martinelli's has just always offered a great solid product with the sparkling as well as the apple juices. They have branched out for a limited time with ice cream, which is delicious. And I think people that are looking for a healthy alternative, people that are looking for a non-alcoholic alternative, just grabbed onto it because you do feel like you're still enjoying yourself and having a treat. Like I've always put, this is Martinelli's here. I've always put this on my table for New Year's for my kids. We actually don't drink alcohol very much in my house just because, I don't know, I'm not a big fan. I might just have one cocktail. But to me, it always looks like a treat and you feel like you're at a party. You know what, guys? I haven't poured my drink yet. I need to pour mine.
This is delicious. And I do want to toast us all, even though I took a sip and so did Diva Linda. So here's to our health and happiness this year. I'm getting there. Right. There we go. Here's to our health and happiness and to new friendships.
Oh, I love that. We're friends now. I'm so excited.
We all took a sip at the same time. That means we're instant friends.
We sure did.
See, that's important.
I like this. I really like this. Most of you know that I do a lot of wine reviews and bring a lot of wine for us to talk about on this show. But as the holidays come nearer, I was thinking again about what our table might look like at Christmas time or any of the other holidays, because our family is really divided. So when you sit down to eat with our family, half of them there's bottles of wine down the table and so forth and so on. But the other half, it's non-alcoholic. It's just a choice that they're making for whatever reason. And so they sort of drink diet soda of some sort. And when I got these 3 samples, it occurred to me, because you can put them, they fizz, and you can put them in a beautiful glass, which you probably wouldn't think of with sodas. Everybody sort of can look the same,
Yeah.
but they enjoy it differently. These are really
Diva Linda
nice.
wants even sparklies for everybody except for
That's
she has
right.
to have the biggest
The whole
bunch of
table.
sparklies because she's
The
a
whole
diva.
table.
But
It
she has to
is.
have the most. But it's true. I really agree with you, Diva Linda, because it's true. You go to a party and it's like, oh, you're the one. Like if you're the designated driver, you're like, oh, you're the designated driver. Here's your
Mhm.
Coke. Here's
Yeah.
your, who and not it's almost like a downer on the person that isn't having the wine.
Yeah.
I
Well, and I
agree. Yeah,
also,
because go ahead.
oh, I beg your pardon. I also feel like, college age kids or young adults that are feeling a lot of pressure. I've got young adults, and you can't just necessarily, it's going to happen. So I just try to teach my kids, take this. Nobody knows the difference. This is sparkling. You still feel like you're having a nice time. You're not engaging in activities you're not supposed to, but you more importantly don't feel like you're not included.
And
I
you're
think
keeping your
that's,
health.
I agree. I think beverages have memories attached to them. You might have had
Yes.
a beautiful Cabernet somewhere, or a lovely Chardonnay somewhere, and that's a memory. I'm not so sure there's memories attached to sodas, but this, what happens is most everybody has had a Martinelli's cider when they're young, especially during the holiday season, starting with Halloween. And I think this is such a lovely memory. The pictures of people at the table all look, woohoo, we're having a great time, toast. I think there's something special about having a picture taken without soda pop. Just, this is a lovely tribute to everyone, and everyone can share this. They said can share in the experience. So I don't know. I had to laugh because I did it. 3 bottles of Martinelli's came to my house. There was blush, apple cranberry, and the regular one. And so I had a
I have the
tasting
apple
of some.
cranberry.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
my
Yeah,
favorite.
I've got
That's my
apple.
favorite. But
Yeah.
the interesting thing about this tasting with neighbors was the first thing they said. I gave them the apple juice first, the sparkling apple cider, and you could see the memories start, the taste start pouring in. Oh, I remember when I had this, and I forgot how good it tastes. That is very interesting. And then we went on to the others, and I found that the ones who liked the apple cranberry or the blush tended to be more foodie centric.
Interesting.
They could see the idea. Oh, I could, this would go well with turkey. This would go really well with ham. And
Yeah.
I was
those
going to
who were
say
in,
pork. It's got a pork placement.
yes, that's it. So I just thought I would share that. I just think that seemed to come out of everybody's mouth as we, I just remember that apple cider, and I remember when we had it. So as I said, I think drinks have memories attached to them. And won't it be nice when you reintroduce people to cider if they haven't had it in a while? This one's especially good. And I'm really glad that I got some samples and was able to actually remember even when my last one was. So this is great. It's a great addition to the holidays.
Well, and I think you touched on a great point that it's also, with my kids, I've always done this since they were young so that they were, holidays are fun. So it's a great idea to set up sort of a self-serve beverage station for them. And you could have some, Martinelli's sparkling apple cider as your base, because that's fun and festive. And then you would have some raspberries they can put in their drink if they want, or strawberries, or little sprinkles because they're kids. And you can even line the rim with a little agave and sparkly glitter.
I'm in, and I'm not a kid. I'm in. I want
Yeah, right? That's
Yeah.
fun. I mean, that's just a whole nother interactive thing for kids to do. Sometimes, at least for me, we have a lot of friends at our table and the kids necessarily don't know each other, or adults. And I always find it's a great idea to do different kinds of stations so that it gets people talking. Oh, well, what is this? Let me try that. It kind of creates more of a fun atmosphere, like a grazing board, but almost like beverage grazing board.
I want to go to the fact that a lot of times people are getting engaged over the holiday season, and
Yeah.
sometimes they are at that point of like, oh, we got one coming, a little unexpected bundle of joy, and the lady is not able to drink anymore, and should be able to, yeah, I'm going to have this, and it could happen. Even their wedding in January's wedding months, we're coming up to that
Yep.
season, but it really starts now. Starts Thanksgiving and rolls all the way to Valentine's Day. And there's a lot of ladies out there going, yes, we were naughty beforehand. And yes, we have the bundle of joy. And yeah, so hey, we're 2023 going to 2024. We can do whatever we want. But that doesn't mean we should be taken away from the sparklies in celebration. We're looking at New Year's Eve, the sparkles. I'm still cracking up that Diva Linda brings Martinelli's on the show because she's in the sparkle zone. Like anytime I see something sparkle, I send her a message like, "Look at this! It's sparkling. It's yours. It's shoes with sparkles." Um,
So she's a
sparklies are
diva.
but she
Yep.
is. She's a diva, and that's why I said everybody on the table at her, holiday table gets the sparklies, but she's got a pile on her side at the table,
Sure.
like she's storing them up. But I think for women, we need those sparklies. We want to not be
Mhm.
left out and go.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be that you're drinking soda either with a bunch of caffeine, right?
Mhm.
So this is this beautiful thing. And the crab apples, that is actually the history of cider is crab apples. When you think about it, way back in England with cider and how that came to be. And I love the fact that they're doing crab apples and cranberries and bringing them all together. So I think this is all very cool. It's very, like Linda said, these memories, but bringing new memories forth too with
Yeah.
those. I love that.
Absolutely. I love it too. And I think there's a lot of different ways, like you were saying, to bring it to the table. First of all, it looks festive when you set your table and you've got flutes with, rimmed gold on it and all these different fun colors of the season.
I got, oh, you can't see. I have like a
Oh,
dancing
yes, you
glass.
do. See, that's lovely. And I
See, like they've
noticed,
got, yeah,
Linda,
they
yours
have
was beautiful
engravings.
too. You've got like a fluted, a beautiful glass to put it in. But you can also do, if, this is also a time when we really, a lot of people are trying to save money too. And I think it's a good idea to save money for the holidays. In fact, they said this season alone, Thanksgiving is going to cost 17% more than last year, just based on what it is, what the economy's at right now. So a great way to deal with that is to do batch drinks. So that's going to be a large container. I actually have a great recipe for that, sparkling winter sangria that includes Martinelli's apple cider. And you can make a big batch. You can store it in the fridge. It saves on time because you can do it the day before and then just bring it out and it looks beautiful in a glass container with a spigot that you can pour it yourself with your different accoutrements that you can put on top of it. So I think that's a great way to use it as well during the holidays. Is don't forget about those batch drinks.
Mhm. And it still keeps its bubble. It's keeping its bubbles are still going. I mean,
Yep,
we've
I
been
know.
talking for before we recorded to now, 20 minutes. The bubbles are still bubbling. I think that's
You're
important
absolutely right.
too. It's like
That is
how
important.
long will the bubbles go? So when you're talking about the batch drinks, I want the bubbles forever. Okay. Listen, the holiday season to me is about bubbles and twinkly lights and chocolate.
And if you
Sorry.
don't know it, Martinelli's is very affordable.
Yes.
I was looking at it in the store, I think yesterday, the day before, and I thought, holy cow, I thought this would be like twice the price at least. So it was on sale for, I think, $5, $5.99, $4.99, right around there. And I thought, oh my gosh, That is
Yeah.
an amazing price. Who would know?
I-
I mean,
I just picked these up for $3.99 today. I'm in the
Are you
Northeast
kidding
in New
me?
Jersey. No, $3.99. And also, you know, I mentioned to this before, but you know, talking about a hostess gift, and that's only $3.99. This is something fun I created. This was a bit of a TikTok trend that I took a hold of and did myself, and it worked well. So I took a floral foam, cut it to the top of the bottle. This is a Martinelli's bottle, and of course we could do for the season. I'm about to start my season ones with different for the holidays. You know, different holly and such. But then I just took the flowers, and I mean, I would take it out. I don't know if it's going to come out. And you just
Don't hurt
poke
them.
all the flowers in, and what a beautiful hostess gift.
Yeah.
I mean, really,
Well,
fresh flowers. These are not fresh because I wanted to be able to use it over and over again. But
and I wanted to bring back, I did talk about crab apples, but I meant apples, but crab apples actually are the historic roots of cider, which is cool in this country. There's cherry juice in the blush, right? That's what's interesting too, because I think that's another thing that you get these different colors. So it's almost like you're having
yeah,
rosé, like a little bubbly rosé. I mean, we have pink champagne, so that's got a little cherry in it.
yes, and I think that's a great point. Is there are so many different varieties to choose from, and they're delicious and lovely. I'm actually originally from up central New York, where Johnny Appleseed was, and we always had crab apples, like you were saying. The Cortland apple is from up there, but these orchards are in California, so they're. But yeah, I agree with you. There's just so many different varieties and ways to enjoy it.
now
Oh,
when I was reading your bio, I noticed that you have a lot of entertaining tips. So for the
do.
last couple of minutes that we have here, I would love to know, maybe give our listeners maybe 3 or 4 holiday entertaining tips. I think you call them entertaining tips. And I know they can find more from you on your
Yep.
website. But for today, what are your best 3?
Yeah, I think when you're going to entertain, I sometimes find, even though I do this, entertaining overwhelming, because there's just so many pieces to the puzzle to put together. And this seems like a very simple tip, but the first one is get out a piece of paper, get it out of your head and on a piece of paper. I'm not talking in a cell phone with a to-do list on your cell phone. I mean, get a pen and write it out. That will become your Bible, so to speak. You're going to put down, you know, how many people are coming, what we're going to serve for food, the different stations we're going to have. You can see it on a piece of paper and sort of put it all
so you're
together so
into
that
stations.
you're not
Does
lost.
you're into
I am into stations
Does that
with a
help
lot of
when
people.
people have allergies or everybody has these dietary
Sure.
restrictions now? So do you think that helps by having stations like this is the gluten-free zone, you know, or are you
Yeah,
doing
no, I
more
totally.
meat zone?
Well, I think you know who's coming to the table so that you can put different. And what I do, here's my biggest tip too. I go over to a store, a big box store like IKEA, honestly, and because those are where I can find the cheapest kind of wood cutting boards. And each grazing station will be on a huge wood cutting board, and that's on my table because, like you said, you don't necessarily want nuts involved if someone does have a nut allergy involved in one of these big long tables, which I love too, but you just know who's coming or not coming. I think for somebody that is starting out, the easiest thing to do is get one of those big cutting boards, and that becomes your station. That's going to be your fruits, your nuts. That's going to be little dippies. You just want to put everything on there, and it just looks lovely and plentiful. I also like, as far as centerpieces, is decorating. I love upcycling. I just mentioned that. This is a big upcycle, and that would be beautiful on a table. But especially during the season, I love fruits. I think fruits are so lovely in the center of a table. You could even take an apple, and I did this recently, and core it out, and then you would squeeze a little lemon on it so it doesn't get dark, and then put a little votive candle in it and scatter a bunch of those around the table. Like, that's just beautiful with a bunch of greens. It doesn't have to cost a lot.
You know what Melissa's is going to say about this because he's coming on next, and I just got apples from Melissa's produce. And you know what? I'm going to say I'm taking your apples and making votive candle holders out of it. He
Right?
may not like that, but I might, you know, but
I mean,
it's
it's
natural.
beautiful. It's natural. And
Yeah.
another tip is a lot of people will get the separate different pieces of greenery, which can cost a lot. It can be up to $8 each, and they fill in the table with that. I actually go and I get a big piece of garland. In terms of evergreen garland, and just lay that on the table. It's a lot more affordable, and it looks plentiful and lovely, and put a little rice lights in it with the battery operated lights, and then you've got your votive candles, and that's a real affordable, beautiful way to do it. I also use craft paper. I think brown craft paper is so, it's like, believe it or not, to me it looks elegant in a way, even though it's just brown craft paper. But I roll it out, and particularly if it's a grazing table, I take a marker and I'll write right on the paper what it is. This is blue cheese and crackers, and that's really fun. And you can also put it on the dining table and write, happy holidays, or everybody else could have a little marker where they write a memory on it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like
isn't
the
that
paper idea
lovely?
because it brings the natural, and it's also the colors of the season too.
Yes,
You know,
it,
we're in
it
the
brings
browns.
just what you're saying. It brings a natural thing to it. It becomes a baseline. And also that's something you're going to keep when, you realize your grandma wrote something on that runner that how often are you ever going to ask your grandmother to write something like that unless you get like a card? So I think that's a lovely idea to have on your table, to have Christmas memories cherished.
Ooh, so people could actually, you could have like a piece that people just sign in on and write a message
Yeah, and
and keep it.
everybody has a little pen at their table, and that's interactive. That's
Ooh,
fun. You can even, I also put underneath people's different plates or even serving platters, and say, check out under the mashed potatoes, there might be a conversation starter under there. And I put a little card with a conversation starter, like, do you remember who do you remember in 8th grade that was the greatest athlete? And people be like, oh my
uh-oh.
gosh, Jen O'Neill. I remember
Who
Jen O'Neill.
who's the one who started skinny dipping in summer? Yeah, and Linda, my mom Nancy, she'd
Oh
be putting
gosh.
a cart. I know she's already like,
Oh.
uh-oh. She'd be putting some cartoon under someone's plate that probably shouldn't be. But that's the
But see,
fun
that's
part.
funny, right?
Yeah,
Funny.
but it
Yeah,
is,
know
but
your
I think,
audience.
and that's important too. I think we are so divided country wise and divided in the
Mhm.
world right now
Yeah,
that whatever we can do economically, like you're saying, because a lot of people are going, oh, what's going to happen?
yeah,
But can we just make it fun and get to the brass tacks of reality, and
yeah.
use what we have? Brown paper to me is great because it brings childhood lunch, yeah, brown paper lunch bag. You remember those? You'd go, and now even museums have it. Like, hey, we're having a brown bag, lunch series, and you go in and you get to see some amazing artists talk about something. You're like, oh my gosh, and I didn't even pay for this, and wow, you know. So it kind of makes the child in us all having
Yeah.
that brown paper. I love the brown paper because I'm from a news world of newsprint, and our house at one point, the walls were newsprint. So
Ooh,
this was
that's cool.
pre-Google, and my mom was writing a historical novel, and she decided we needed to learn the history of the world. The novel never got written, but I now know the history of the world. But that's that kind of thing of get down to really how fancy do we have to be? And can we just actually have a good time? And brown paper bag just is write something. I love the idea of someone checking in like a bed and breakfast as they leave. Thanks for this memory of the holidays. And maybe putting that, hey, everybody, we want you to write your something nice so that it keeps that positive tone during a family gathering. And I'm going to say maybe not having too much alcohol, and it's probably a good thing too, a family gathering. Though some
Yeah.
of us may run out backyard, who knows? But that's part of that memory too. I'm just saying with what you're saying, I think can bring a little bit more unity.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, especially, bringing it down to basics. right? It's all about enjoying each other, enjoying family and friends, and just coming to the table. And like you said, I mean, there have been plenty of holidays over the years in my family, Irish Catholic family, ruined with alcohol.
Ooh.
So I would welcome this option personally.
I want to know, I know you represent Martinelli's, but have you now done the good dirty deed of taking that Martinelli cider and putting it into the turkey and cooking with it, or a ham or anything like that? Have you cooked with the Martinellis?
No, but it's a fantastic idea. That's a great idea. Are you thinking of like if you took chicken and put it in a gallon
Soften it
size
up.
bag?
Yeah, yeah. You know, people use Coca-Cola. I'm going, why would we put Coke in our bird? Like, we don't want
That's a
Coke for our
great
kids.
idea.
Use Martinelli's in the bird.
Or
Does
as a
it break
glaze
down?
for the
this.
ham. Yeah, a glaze for the ham would be really delicious, I'm sure.
Ooh, Linda,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That would
yeah,
be
yeah.
great.
Ooh, with a
Very
little clove,
exciting.
a little clove, you
Oh
know?
yeah. Yep.
Oh,
That
I
would be
like this.
delicious.
Yep.
Oh, I'm all excited. I'm hungry. Carrie, thank you so much for joining us. And everyone, keep up with Carrie at carrieriley.com, and Martinelli's is martinellis.com. Go to your local grocery store. They're everywhere. Go check out Sparkling Apple Cranberry. I'm telling you, it's good. Sparkling Blush, and go get their gold medal non-alcoholic sparkling cider. We all know that that is a mainstay of our holiday table. Don't give it up. Keep America with their traditions, right? Our traditions. Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Carrie.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so we're part two of these holiday flavors and celebrationary foods that we're talking about today, and drinks. We just chatted with Carrie Riley over at Martinelli's, and Robert Schuler is back on the show from Melissa's Specialty Produce. And both Linda and Nancy and I have had these amazing deliveries of exceptional food and produce and like fruits, like apples. Now, Carrie talked about coring out an apple and put votive candles, but if you do that, do not do it with Melissa's. Go get the cheap fruit at the bottom of the tree. Do not do it from Melissa's. Do not do that. But I like her idea, but do it with the apple that fell off, that you've got sitting under your tree, right, Robert? Welcome back.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yes, this is the time of the season, the peak of the season for apples. So, there's all these exciting varieties that are in season. Some of the best tasting ones I'm sure you guys been enjoying already this
Oh, the
season are
pears.
like the Honey Crisp, the green dragon apples, those ones that are pink on the inside. Those are the ones that are called Hidden Rose apple. You've
I
got
like
your
those.
Fuji's, your Galas, all these different varieties that are just delicious.
Now, what about storing them? Because we got this wonderful gift basket. It's got salamis in it and cheeses and everything. So, like, I ran and put this baby in, like, it dropped off on a 90-degree day at Melissa's. Melissa's dropped it off. And we're like, run, put it in the fridge immediately. It's got cheese, it's got all these things. So, what do we do? Should we let the apples be free? What do we do about the apples and the pears? Oh my God. Can we talk about the pears? Because
Yes, just
pears are important about the texture staying true and not
yes.
becoming pear sauce.
Just like apple season is very fall, so is pear season. They come into at the same time. So if you go to your local produce department, you're going to see a lot of exciting varieties of pears. Your typical Anjo to your Bartlett's to the red skinned ones called Star Crimson. This is the time of the season. But in terms of storage, you want the apples to become fragrant on your counter before you put them in the refrigeration. Of course, if you put apples in the refrigeration, you're going to have a much longer shelf life. Same with pears, a few days on the counter, okay? And as they soften up, then you can put them in the refrigerator if you like them chilled, or again, just like the apples, they can store up to 2 more weeks in the refrigerator. So they have a good shelf life, but I like my pears really when it really starts to give. so they're kind of soft when you cut them. I eat the skin and all. Some people like to skin their apples or their pears, but either way, you're going to have a delicious experience, because this is just the peak of the season, whether it's from Washington, Oregon, or California, which are the three major states that grow apples for a lot of all of the United States.
Mm. I wanted to say too, with apples and pears, like a lot of them can be stewed as well. Like, there's like
Mm.
a desserts you can do with pears for like Thanksgiving. Well, I know we're past Thanksgiving, but who doesn't want to repeat Thanksgiving for Christmas? Like, honestly. But you can take a pear and do it with ice cream, but you can also like almost blanch them, right?
Poach
For
'em.
it.
Hmm.
Yeah, oh, thank you. There you go. And make them into this, ooh, with a little caramel sauce. You know about those caramel sauces, right, Robert?
Yes, the dessert sauces, which you'll find on our website as well if you don't find any local produce department. We sell them with many of the different gift basket assortments that you can now get and be ready to send to your family and friends across the country for Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's. That one in particular, you guys have received the crepes with the dessert sauces.
Oh,
All you need to do with that, what we call the crepe kit gift basket, is get your favorite fruits, whether it's pears, apples, bananas. I love to do them with strawberries. Wrap the crepes up. The crepes are ready to go out of the package, and drizzle with the dessert sauces. We have the dessert sauces in chocolate, caramel. There's a raspberry. So yeah, the dessert sauces, they're sweet, but it's just an extra something that you can do special for the upcoming holiday season.
I love the crepes because you can use them savory or sweet, and you don't have to go through the process of worrying about making the crepe batter. Did I get a lump in it? Because crepe batter, you have to get it thin and do it right and get the heating right. And the crepe, you just have to heat them up, stuff them, and we all want to stuff something like, hey, I want the mushrooms. Like, let's talk. Ooh, can't wait to talk about the mushrooms. But you can do sweet or savory. And if it's savory, it's really cool if you do it even the night, Christmas Eve, to have something nice and special. But the dessert crepes for breakfast, you can do so many things with crepes. But to be the host and to be able, or not even the host, just for yourself, speaking for myself, I don't want to have to worry that. I don't want to have to sit and sweat over getting the bubbles and all of that and the lumps, and I just want to get it going. And your crepes are being tried out with a Swedish friend of ours who makes crepes, and she's excited. And we're doing a whole crepe party, just so you know. It's a crepeganza.
Crepaganza. Okay.
We're
Well,
doing
awesome.
sweet and savory because it's part of her heritage. And
Yes.
we don't want to do that much work, but we want to
Yes.
party.
Well, the Melissa's crepes has been a favorite, especially upcoming holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah, even like very
Perfect.
popular on Valentine's Day. You'll find the Melissa's prepackaged crepes right next to your berries, usually typically by your strawberries. They're perfectly round, super flat. They're like if you remember when you used to get those fruit roll-ups. Well, when I was a kid, the fruit roll-ups, they're separated by like a wax sheet, and so you don't have to worry about making your own crepes that might like rip apart when you're flipping them over. It's kind of like doing it's a French pancake, right? So flipping them over, and then they're not perfectly round, so you can work with them. And yes, you can use them for savory. You can stuff them with mushrooms. I like to do with asparagus, and then roll them up, and then put some hollandaise sauce on top.
The
Or
white
most pop.
asparagus, can we still get the white asparagus, or is that too late now?
No. Melissa offers white asparagus on a year-round basis.
Okay.
It's a little harder to find than your typical green asparagus. Also, especially during this holiday season, you can also find the asparagus purple as well. So each of the different varieties of asparagus offer a different flavor profile.
Did you see
Obviously,
Linda's face? You said purple asparagus, and she already wanted it just because it's hard to get. Like, you know what? And it's a different color. She wants it because that's the sparkle.
Oh,
yes.
oh, what a color. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen those yet. I have tasted them. I think you've sent me some before. So they're wonderful, but I haven't seen them in the store yet. But you know what? I want to as we're talking here, what am I trying to say? I have some fun holiday food treats for our listeners that come from Melissa's. These are for gifts or for yourself. They make wonderful hostess gifts. They're very snappy. Clean. Yeah, those are my husband
Sorry,
loves those.
I'm in love with them.
So I like so I'd like to sort of go down on we've had a tamale kit party pack, which is about $40 on online at Melissa's, and that's a fun thing to do. That is just and it makes a great gift. It makes a great if you're supposed to be doing something and you think, well, maybe we'll do the instead of doing gingerbread houses, you can do a tamale. So
especially if you're in the Southwest and it's part of your cultural backbone of your community, right?
Yes, or you moved from the West Coast to the East Coast and you would like to introduce people to what a good tamale tastes like and so forth. Yeah, and then we've already talked about the crepes and dessert set that you can get on Melissa's, which is about $33. Fun, especially for anybody that likes treats, likes chocolate and the different
caramel
sauces. Yeah, it's caramel and all that. There's also, interestingly enough, a gift you can get of spice grinders. So for your cooks or your, I wish you would be a better cook. This makes a great present. Can you explain what's in that?
Did you just look at me saying, wish you could be a better cook? Did you just look at me, Linda?
No, I was thinking of some of my family members actually, says that all ladies are coming up. So how did you put this spice grinder packet together?
Okay, thanks, Linda. Yes, that has already started to become a very popular. We have our new generation of spice grinders. These are whole spices, and we carry 5 different varieties, and I'll go through them with you. And we source from the what are the most popular spices at this time. It has a grinder top. It's clear, so you can see the whole spices inside. The first one and the most popular is the pink Himalayan sea salt. They're little nuggets, and when you turn the spice grinder over, it shaves them down to a really small grain. Whole spices are always the best way to go. So when they're broken fresh, you're going to get the most flavor in that dish. The second one, and it's been our most popular spice grinder since we've done, again, this is our 4th generation of new spice grinders, is the rainbow peppercorns. This contains black peppercorns, white peppercorns, red peppercorns, and green peppercorns.
Bring it to Lisa. Lisa loves. Lisa loves.
Yeah.
I like the Himalayan. Listen, Nancy made an omelet the other morning, and she was like, "This her thing is the Tuscan. She's into the Tuscan. That's her thing." But I find interesting using sesame seeds in some of the spice grinders, which I don't think we've seen in other spice grinders before. But the peppercorns, they say you should eat all these colors and like bring it in peppercorns. That's colorful, festive, and it goes with the salt. And her omelet was perfect with that. I'm just saying. But she also she personally wants to say to you that she would like a barrel of the Tuscan spice grinder. She'd like you to go from the spice grinder to the barrel grinder because it's already half gone. I'm not kidding.
So the Tuscan one replaces our Italian, and that's basically the whole focus of that particular spice grinder. So the Tuscan style seasoning that we offer has sea salt, onion, peppercorns, garlic, thyme, parsley, and bay leaves. These are traditional ingredients that are used most common in Italian, specifically Northern Italian, Tuscan, as an alternative to using just salt and pepper, especially where you're doing a lot more Italian dishes. Those are just spot
Or
on
just for
seasonings.
everything and anything that is savory, put it on. Get the barrel.
You definitely can, yes. And also, Lisa, you had mentioned about the spicy sesame seasoning that we do. That's a new one. It has sea salt, black sesame seeds, white sesame seeds,
That's
and
different.
red pepper flakes. So the red pepper flakes give it a little bit of spice in there. And you can use those interchangeably, like the Tuscan one, but it's really good in a lot of Asian fusion dishes.
Oh,
I just have not seen that much on sesame. Maybe I'm old or just like not hip with it, but haven't seen that much where you can get fresh sesame, you know.
Right.
It's just me.
And then finally the fifth spice grinder, and you can get this all into a set or you can buy them individually on melissas.com. We do the everything spice. It is a spice that's so great if you're doing like avocado toast or on a bagel or anything with cream cheese, whether it's on a cracker or a baguette. The everything spice has sesame seeds, dried onion, dried garlic, poppy seeds, sea salt, and red pepper flakes as well. So it's a little spicy, but it pairs so well if you're making a guacamole or if you're doing what I like to do is avocado toast.
Oh yeah, you've got me, and you have to have the everything bagel too. Everything bagel with avocado, and then that. Ooh,
so
sorry.
the speaking of savory, the last thing that you might want to bring as a hostess gift, or you can send as a regular gift, is the dried mushroom sampler, which is about $44. But can you give us a little short history on that and how that came to be?
Okay, as you know, here in the United States, there's only a few varieties that are available year round. Your white, your button, your brown mushrooms, your portobello mushroom, shiitake. Maybe you might be able to find a couple Asian varieties, but there are particular varieties that come into season, but you have to wait for them, like the chanterelles or the
Yep,
morels or the
yep,
porcinis,
yep.
and you would love to have that flavor incorporated in a dish on a year-round basis. Those are like the most beloved varieties at any restaurant, but their season is like early spring to early summer. And then what do? Well, Melissa's, first of all, there's this flavor profile, this meaty flavor texture and flavor that mushrooms impart. Well, we make them available year round dried. So really all you have to do is reconstitute the different varieties that you love as a flavoring for seasonal and make it available year round. So in the gourmet dry mushroom sampler, you'll get a box of variety, including the morel, including the medley, which has a mixture of all these different varieties, the porcinis, which are probably the most popular and dried flavor there, the chanterelles, the shiitakes, and the oysters. So, for those gourmet cooks and chefs in your life, this is a great gift to give because it allows them to be able to impart the flavors of a highly sought after mushroom variety that is only seasonal for just a few months out of the year there. And
I'm
it's
super excited about them because mushrooms, number one, I've just become a really weird person about, no, I'm not getting high, but no, because like the last time we talked, I think we were up in the Appalachian area, and I've been actually walking and filming and these mushrooms that are crazy cool. And then started to really educate myself about mushrooms. And now, like if I go on Facebook, all I see is mushrooms, mushrooms, mushrooms. And I'm like, really, I'm not tripping. But they are really healthy. These benefits, these natural benefits of mushrooms in nutrition they're really now starting to see how healthy they are for us. And for vegetarians and vegans, this is a really good way of having some kind of earthy, meaty kind of flavor and being able to dry them and then reconstitute. Like for us as travelers, now I'm like, oh, this is a whole new world, Roger. This is, I called you Roger, Robert, sorry. I'm like, dude, this is like we can have mushrooms all the time and we don't have to worry about them getting mold. But it's like exciting because you can do so much. Like we were talking about having this crepe party. Our friend is grilling steak. And so we're talking about doing the mushrooms with the steak. And then I'm like, but then we've got these crepes. And she's like, well, we're going to do dessert. But now we're like, I don't know. We're going to have to invite the neighborhood. But we're thinking of doing the mushrooms, like some of the mushrooms with the steak as a side sauce, and then some as a part of like a crepe. But then we could go, hey, the mushrooms could be with a rice pilaf kind of thing. Like, honest to God, like there's so much you can do with them, especially because you don't have to use all of it all at one time because they're dried. This is a huge deal. And for people camping, I know you guys do like a camping thing. I know it's not necessarily the summer camping sphere, but there's a lot of people camping in Arizona during the fall and winter season because you can actually use these mushrooms in your little camping gear food and elevate your camping food experience. You don't have to eat granola for the rest of your life. I'm just saying. It's
Correct.
Well,
this is a
I
whole
love
new world.
these. I love these gifts that we've just talked about. They're a little bit more casual gifts, but I want to get to the big boys. I want to get to the big boy category,
I
and
knew
that
she was going.
is
She's going in for the big gift basket thing. There we
so
go.
the last three things that I would like you to consider for Christmas presents or whatever present are the gift baskets. Melissa's gift baskets are so beautiful, and there's a number of them. It's hard to choose, but I chose three to talk about today. The first one is the Organic Family Box monthly delivery. So yes, there, as you know, this is something that keeps on giving for 12 months.
Wow.
Can you give us a little example about that?
Sure. Thank you, Linda. Well, if you go onto melissas.com, you can subscribe into giving a fresh organic gift box of our produce. You can do it beyond monthly. You can do it weekly. However, it's not a surprise box. We tell you exactly what's in the box because one thing that I've gotten these boxes before, and they have these ingredients that I'm just not a fan of, or they put too much of them, or just, you just never know with a lot of the organic or produce boxes that you receive on your porch, what's in them, and they're seasonal, so you never know. But the Melissas actually notes exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get bunches of kale, cucumber, zucchini, broccoli, chard, beets. You can actually note in there if you don't want something in particular because maybe you're not a fan of it. But it also comes with ingredients like ginger, organic ginger, onion, and garlic, which you typically use in a lot of dishes. And then it comes with an assortment of fruits such as apples, lemons, pears, avocados, and if it's the seasonal time for citrus as well. So that's the different thing about Melissa's. Melissa's actually is the largest variety supplier of organic produce in the country. We offer these. This is the one that you picked in particular is the family gift box. But if you wanted all vegetables or all fruits, or if you like, we have these purification boxes that you can do for juicing. So if you just go to our site, you can choose among all these different ones. But my favorite, and yours, Linda, is that family organic box. It's $57, and then there's a delivery fee. But monthly is very popular, but you can even do it weekly if you wanted to. And it's a great gift of giving fresh for the holidays when you can't visit your families and friends, or order it for yourself and bring the box over and give it as a gift to any of your friends and family.
I think it's a very good price point. I think that's excellent. When we talk about what one may do differently during the holidays, many of my friends grill all the time. They're going to grill that silly turkey and ham and stuff. And just monthly, they do other things, or weekly. So there's something called a grilling basket, which you kindly sent me to taste when I was in Seattle on the boat. and it is fantastic for the man, especially men who are barbecuing. I mean, sometimes it's really hard to find a gift for a man, but if you know somebody who likes to barbecue, man or woman, this grilling baskets is about $93, somewhere in there. And tell us what this includes.
Okay, so the grilling basket, being in the Sunbelt state, Linda, that you are, I'm in Los Angeles. I grill year round. Half of the country, because they're in a cold or frost, grilling doesn't come by. But when you have family and friends over for any of the holidays, or maybe a big game of some sort, there's a lot of sporting events that are happening during the holiday season there. People like to grill. They'll take out their barbecues to do that, or you can do in-house grilling if you have the right pan. But one of the things that Melissa's offers in this grilling basket is actually a grilling pan. This is it looks like a large strainer, but it's metal and it's more flat. It has little holes. You put that on top of your grill, whether you have it indoor or out, just so some of the stuff that you put in there to grill doesn't fall through the edges. And some of the examples of stuff that you can cut up and put in the grill baskets are mushrooms, some different varieties of baby onions, bell peppers. So this whole gift basket is filled with some of the favorite grilling stuff. It includes, of course, garlic, fennel, our signature Dutch yellow potatoes. Everybody loves potatoes grilled. Anaheim peppers. Even it has you can grill plantains to make a really cool dessert. And let's see here, sweet onions, red and yellow bell pepper. And it's just a really neat thing. It's not just a guy thing, though. Guys love to grill, and you can do this grilling whether outside or inside, but get that char that you love so much on fruits and vegetables that work during that. So if you go onto our Melissa's website at melissas.com, just write in grilling basket, and it will bring you right to it.
I have to say, it's great for the beginners.
It is. I cannot tell you how much asparagus I have lost into the because I was not using. How hard can it be? You just turn the asparagus sideways so that they don't fall. Well, that's not how it happens. Nope. Eventually, all of them or half of them go. So
that basket is killer. It is everything.
If you like grilled tomatoes, grilled peaches. Oh my! Oh. God. Oh, I love that so much. So
with a little balsamic vinaigrette. Ooh.
Yeah. So let's go on to our last one, which is the Big Mac Daddy of baskets. But it has a purpose and a vision to it, which I would love to buy into. I mean,
and it has wine.
And as well, of course, it's wine. I think I've had this one too. It's called a Dream Come True Wine Gift Basket. This is about $300, but worth every single dime. And Robert can tell us what's in it, but especially about the wine.
Well, this basket is exactly appropriately named. It's called the Dream Come True. You can give it to the person you love, the family or friends that you love, because you're not there to be there for any of the holidays, or you get it for yourself. Give it to a spouse, give it to a family member, or bring it as a gift. It comes in a beautiful woven basket that can be used like as a centerpiece for the middle of the table there. But dead center in the middle, it comes out with there's a bottle of wine. There's a little bit of everything. There's a box of crackers. There's a box of hard salami. But of course, the feature all the way around the basket, all the exciting produce items, which I don't think you can actually duplicate trying to go to the store and getting all these. There's so many different varieties, from passion fruit to baby South African pineapples to feijoas, which are pineapple guavas, apples, oranges, mangoes. There's also some nuts with a nutcracker, and also some chocolate covered almonds. I mean, you've got your appetizer, ingredients.
I told you I want chocolate.
Yes. That's dessert. So there's a little bit of everything in there. You would make an awesome charcuterie board with this, or a starter board And then all the way down to dessert with the chocolate covered frosted almonds. They're delicious. And for those who can get has a $300 budget for a gift basket like this, you have a little bit of everything. You can't, it's like impossible to duplicate this at the store and then get it sent. And if you go to melissas.com, just put in dream, and that's the first thing that comes up because it's called a dream come true basket.
And what about the wine? Tell us which wine comes with it.
Okay, so it's the Hope Family 2020 Tarina. It's a special blend that our owners, all the wines that we offer on melissas.com were procured especially from the owners, Joe and Sharon Hernandez of Melissa's. These are family, friends, and specially procured varieties of wine that aren't so common in your marketplace that you would find at your larger Costco's or Bevmos or anything like that. These are a little bit sought after. They have a very high rating. The flavor profile on this particular wine has a clove and vanilla bean flavor profile. It has warm flavorings of dark fruit, burnt sugar, baking spices, and mingles with a little hint of leather aftertone. So it has a full body tannin.
Can I
and
marry
it's
it?
delicious. So
I want to marry
you know,
the wine. It sounds fantastic. Like you got a little bit of everything. And so this really helps a nonprofit. This is
and that too, many of the wines that we have on our website, they go to a nonprofit organization there, and that's part of the deal in regards to the select wines that we have here. But that's just one gift basket wine that we offer. If you look at our assortments of many of our other gift baskets that offer wine as well, because wine is just so popular to send as a gift now, especially when you can't be there for a big holiday. And this is a great alternative gift to send your love and that you're thinking about your family and friends during the holidays.
so I know, I'm sorry, I can't stop this. Listen, the clean snacks have taken me across country and they will again. And I know I'm supposed to be nice and share this, but I can't. And I won't. I'll share them with Nancy on the road. But honestly, the clean snacks, I cannot rave more about these. I mean, they just are delicious. They fill you up. You feel energized and not the sugar slump that other snacks do. I love gummy bears. I'm sorry, that is my downfall in life. And then I eat them, and then next thing you know, I have to pull off at a rest area when I'm driving across the country. With these, I do not have to. And I feel their earthy goodness. They're just, I mean, everyone should have these at their table at the holidays. Like, the clean snacks. So you have an actual gift set of the healthy, clean snacks with pumpkin seeds, cranberry, coconut, almonds. Like, tell everybody about this, because can you send them just as this, or do they come? I mean, I'm amazed they're all in one delicious ribbony package that it's
Okay.
all for me. It's all for me, Robert. Mine. They're mine.
Thank you. Yeah,
Nancy
great,
can't sit in
Lisa.
the passenger seat anymore because this is the passenger seat.
Well, yes, you're talking about our clean snacks. This is the only granola type product that you'll find in produce departments across the country. They're all nut based. They do not have the granola. They don't have the hydrogenated oils, extra sugars, and chemicals.
Mhm.
There's really, on all these clean snacks, we call them clean snacks because of the lack of ingredients. It's all nut based with chia seeds and flax seeds.
That's right.
They're
Chia seeds and flax. Us women need that now at this time of life. Just
okay,
saying.
and it's binded with honey. And so there's very few ingredients. They're in perfect cube shape, so like sugar cubes in size. And we have about a dozen different varieties. But Lisa, the package is that you were holding there
I need
is
to open it now.
The
I can't stand it.
It's the holiday pack. It is a round clamshell, and it has our 4 different most popular varieties all in one tray. So it's perfect to just pop out and put next to like a cheese platter or a fruit or veg
Yes.
platter there. It has the almonds, the coconut, the quinoa, and the pumpkin seed, the 4 most popular flavors.
Pumpkin
And we
seeds
do
are
this
good.
only during the holiday season because it's a popular holiday gift giving pack. But you
So that's a
can
good
find them
hostess gift,
individual.
right? A good hostess
Yes,
gift. Like if you're going to someone's
definitely.
house, if you're coming to my house, which is in my car, as we travel the country, you must bring this or a bottle of wine or both. But honestly, I think, because we are trying to get healthier during the holidays, Dr. Jackie Ubani is a cardiologist on our show, and she's done a segment before this is airing. And she was talking about this. You don't have to give yourself these sugar highs that can, for some people, actually throw you into, oh, now I do have diabetes. That was that last cookie did it. We don't want that during the holidays. We don't want those ER visits. We don't want any of that. But we also, we treasure our loved ones and our family. So doing these healthy alternatives that really taste good, that's the only way healthy changes happen. Not if it's a boiled potato that tastes like mush, white, pasty stuff without any seasoning. You got to get Melissa's potatoes, number one. Those little nuggets of joy. But these kind of snacks, I think, are revolutionary in getting people to change up to a healthier lifestyle without feeling like they're missing something. I believe that about what's happening with Melissa's. All the conversations we've had, even the potatoes, I've gone and done the other little potatoes. No,
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 No.
you know what I mean, right? You've done it. There's this, you're missing this. There's this watery, no, there's something. There's something that you guys
It's
are doing
true.
right. And you can taste it that it's healthy because why? It actually has flavor. If you're gonna make me eat Swiss chard, it better have a snap to it. I don't want to you know, don't make me eat water. I can drink that out of the faucet. And I think that's something very important with what you guys do. And in the holiday season, don't overstress yourself. Get good ingredients because you don't have to worry about cooking that well. Good ingredients will take care of you. Every good chef knows that. Good ingredients first. So
Well,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Robert, always good to see you. And sorry I said Roger. I don't know why, because I was going, yeah, Roger Dodger. But no, really, at one point, but really, good food as always. Good produce. Those snacks. I'm sorry, I'm not sharing them.
Well,
But
thank you, ladies.
You're
thank
welcome.
you for
We'll
joining
see-
us. And Diva Linda, as always, you know how to bring the sparkle to every party with every goodness, right? She's got
That's
it.
right.
She knows. And by the way, Martinelli still has bubbles. I've been sipping on
Yeah,
it and it still has
I
the
know.
bubbles for over an hour. Now that's good
Wonderful.
quality. Yeah. So everyone, melissas.com is the website for Melissa's Produce. Go to your local grocery store. If they don't have Melissa's, well, you better knock on the door and yell at them. And then also go to martinellis.com and carrieriley.com as well. So thank you so much, Robert.
Thank you, ladies, for having me on.
Happy
Happy to
holidays.
be. Yeah, happy holidays to you too, guys.
Thank you for listening to Big Blend Radio with travel writer Linda Kissam. Keep up with Linda at allingoodtaste.info. You can read her articles in Big Blend magazines and keep up with us at bigblendradio.com.